Good evening, good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome inside the Dr. Marin Murray and Carson Community Center here in Truro, Nova Scotia, as we get set for some U15 Hockey League action between the Bearcats and the Gulls. And we are underway here in Spring Hill, as the hometown Truro Bearcats facing off here against the first place Gulls. The Gulls coming into this game with a 16-0 1-1 record. 16-0 1-2. Has some physicality here off the start. They come in first place in the U15 league. As that gets sent down all the way, it will be an icing call. Charge to the Bearcats for the first stoppage of play. We'll get an introduction for the starting goaltender. Starting for the Gulls, wearing number 31, will be Landon Rogerson. Rogerson coming into the game with an 8-0 record. He's only allowed 15 goals against here so far. He's got a 1.86 goals against average, so a goals against average under 2, and a save percentage of .929. As that puck up into the Gulls bench, stops play once again. 200 feet from Rogerson will be number 37, Blake Butcher. He's got a 3-6 record, 33 goals against, a 3.63 goals against average, and a save percentage of .885 coming into this game. As his squad comes in, currently sitting in 8th place. The Gulls coming off a back-to-back Ice Jam championships last weekend, as they won last year as well. So kudos to them, winning back-to-back, as well as the U16 Dukes from Eastern PEI winning it for the U16 league. Here's Dufour. He'll put it up the wall. Stanfield intercepts, centering pass, and that's picked off by the call-up this afternoon for the Gulls is number 3, Nathan McNeil. As Cranston in there on the forecheck. As that's worked up the wall, Lockyer has it. He'll work it across to the far side. That pass missed everyone back into the neutral zone. And chipped in by Calvert. Calvert's going to give chase, get to it there first, below the goal line. Calvert cycling it. Down for Cranston, who makes a move around one. Cranston centers, and a shot goes wide. Past Butcher. Calvert gathering up the loose puck. Gets bumped off it there as the captain for the Bearcats flips that puck up into the neutral zone. That's number 91. That's McDonald, wearing the C this year for the Truro Bearcats as they work it down in the offensive zone. That puck centered and turned over, and out come the Gulls into the neutral zone. Cranston pinching it off on the wall. Leaves it there for Calvert. Calvert's going to get it and dump it down. Peel off for the change. So that's going to activate McKinnon in there on the forecheck. They'll reverse it up the far side. Pinching down the wall. Good job there by Mangus Nordine. As it gets sent down, Butcher's going to elect to hold on and freeze play for a whistle. So a little bit of action on both ends here to start the opening period of play. Still no score on the board. 12-19 remaining here in the opening period. Face off in the corner. Good hit there, finishing his check on the forecheck was Liam Jollymore. As it gets held in at the line, Jollymore has it go off of his body into the middle of the ice. As out comes the Bearcats into the neutral zone, and that'll get chipped in. That'll be the call up. Kogan McCulley getting the nod up here. He wears number 10 with no name bar for the Bearcats. As he pokes it up, but not deep enough as it's worked up here. McKinnon over the blue line. He centers off the stick and onto the net of Butcher, as that was too hot to handle there for Nordine. Nordine centers. Here's a shot goes off into the corner. Levy had a chance there. Levy for Pelham. Shot goes in, sneaks at 5-hole, and Pelham will open the scoring for the Gulls on a nice burner from outside the ringette line. A nice feed from Levy to pick it up in the corner and find his man out front. And number 18, Simon Pelham will open the scoring here. The Gulls lead 1-0 in Spring Hill. Face off back up here at center ice. It's one over here to the wall. To on the short side, Douglas over to the far side. And chipping that puck in. The Gulls will get right back to work. Levy picking up the assist. In there on the forecheck. Noel holds the line, tipped on, and a pad save by Butcher. Good hold at the line. Pelham tried to get it back in, but Douglas just collecting outside the blue line. Now works it in. But right under the stick of the defender, and here's a break. Miller has a break. He lets a shot go, and a blocker save by Rogerson. Up into the mesh. Will stop play. Be an offensive zone draw for the Bearcats. Face off. Battled for there, picked up and worked out. Good job by the captain for the Gulls this year. And Cannon, as he'll chip that puck in and give chase. Lockyer to it in the corner. He'll work it behind his goal. D-to-D. Merriweather off the stick of the centerman and back into the neutral zone where the Gulls defenseman will regroup and work it back up into the Truro zone. That stretch pass. No icing as the man stepped up. That'll be down low. Webb has it below the goal line. He tries to work it out front. Off the back of the net though, and it'll be rimmed around, but Lockyer there holds the line. Let's shot on. Rogerson, pad save. Cannon picks it up. He'll chip it up ahead. Good defensive play there by Merriweather. See, he was the last man back. Could have been a break there as centering pass is picked off. A shot on as McDonald activating off the bench. Gets right in on the forecheck. Pressured there is good job by Henneberry to get it over to the far side. It'll be picked off, and a shot there from Frizzle. Almost found the back of the net there as Rogerson reaching back with the stick to keep it out. Cranston gathers the puck and up over the red line. He'll dump it in deep. Cranston gonna forecheck by himself as his teammates change. As the forecheck is reversed there, is up the wall here for McDonald. Through the neutral zone, McDonald fending off a player. He'll chip it in. And Dufour will have to go back for it. Centering pass. McDonald stands up Dufour on the check there. That shot got tipped off the stick of Clough over to the far side. McDonald cycling down low for Clough. Cranston in there trying to support his D-man. Noel pinching Clough off behind the net. He'll leave the puck there for Cranston. Cranston coming into the game 47 points on the year, leading the league in that category. Is up over the line. Zwicker shot there and a pad save by Butcher. Jack Zwicker, the Tassa Duck product. As he gets out there, he'll park himself net front. As Henneberry works it here for Cranston off the half wall. Cranston tried to feed it across, and a good defensive stick there by Frizzle. As he peels off for the change, Cranston gathers the puck, works it up the wall, and Zwicker will get a stick on it and work it in. Stanfield trying to spin off a check, turns the puck over. Henneberry dumping it back down in low. As it'll be picked up here by Lex McKenzie. He'll rip it around for Wadden. Wadden back for his defenseman and right back up the wall. Good cover there as it's worked back here. 1-on-3 for the Bearcats. As that'll be the call up in McCully. Back into the neutral zone. The Bearcats looking to regroup, but a good forecheck here. McCully couldn't get it. Sears leaves it there. Nordine drop for Sears. Sears walks in, lets a shot go, and a blocker save by Butcher. Good job by the call-up. There was McNeil holding it down low. He peels off for the change. Sears takes a hit there from the call-up McCully, and a good check there. Some size to number 10, Cogan McCully. Levy has the assist on the goal, finds Sears. Sears turns it over. Holman turns it right back over, and here's Sears, 2-on-2 over the blue line. Sears between his legs looking for a backhand pass to the slot. Couldn't get the handle on it. He'll work it around the end wall, up the far side wall. Sears leaves it there, and almost break chance there, but a good job to hold the line on the far side. Was number 7, Paxton Kennedy. Kennedy, the brother of Moosehead Quinn Kennedy. As it's worked back here over top of the circles, and a shot and a glove save by Butcher will hold on. A good chance there walking over top of the circles. Parker Douglas let the shot go, but unable to find its way past Blake Butcher, and a good save there by Butcher on a high slot opportunity. A high slot opportunity. as Pelham works it. He's looking for number 2 as he has it down the corner. Pelham back to the point. Henneberry down for Pelham. He pokes it one-handed into the corner, trying to get it down for Levi. Levy, who scored or assisted this Pelham goal to start off the scoring here in the opening period. So we're just about halfway through the opening frame. 7 minutes remaining here on the clock. As it's rimmed around here for Douglas. Douglas trying to work it up, and out can't do so. As now he will get it out into the neutral zone. Sent right back in, Dufour. And behind Rogerson, he'll stop things up. Now he'll find it up to the far side. Centering pass goes off the stick and turned over here at the red line. Frizzle finds Miller. Miller trying to find Holman. Behind him and work back here into the neutral zone. Sears trying to center for Jollymore, who drove the net. Is down low. Spinning off of the man, and the check there was Cannon. Over to the far side, Frizzle. Pressure by Jollymore. Frizzle, nice move to the middle. He'll chip it off the short side wall, right onto the stick of McDonald, trying to spin away from pressure of Kennedy. As Kennedy keeping him to the outside. Good job there by number 7. Jollymore gathering the loose puck. Good job there to evade the pressure. He'll find Sears. Sears chipping it up. Sears coming into the game at 7th in points in the entire league. Is Grayson Sear. Is that puck all the way down? Cranston thought his D-man was going to go get it. Rogerson ended up with it. He'll rim it around to the far side. It'll be chipped up there for Cannon, who will chip it up for Cranston, who avoided the check, left it for Jollymore. Cranston has it now, up over the blue line. Bowen Cranston. Nice backhand pass over to the far side, and work down into the corner by Zwicker. Zwicker cycling it back down low. Calvert's going to get in there and get to the puck. Good job, though, on the defensive side of things was McNutt to work it up the wall. That centering pass just got to stick on to slow it down. Is up over the line. Here come the Bearcats. Centering pass picked off by Zwicker as he'll pick it up and gather some speed now in his own zone. He's pressured by McDonald. Centering pass. Clough picked it off, but right onto the stick of Zwicker, chipping it back just over the blue line. As now into the neutral zone. And a big hit there, but taking the worst of it was McDonald as Noel. Reverse check there. That puck chipped up ahead. Clough centering pass. McDonald was there, and a good defensive play by Noel. Back to the point. Shot from distance. McEachern shot blocked. Another chance. Rogerson with a big save. Another chance. That went behind Rogerson through the crease, but not off of him and not into the back of the net. As Cranston centers, it's onto the stick of the Bearcats and flipped right back in. Henneberry's going to have to go back, and McClelly soft the and behind the net will be held on to by Rogerson. Kogan McCully with a presence out here so far as the rangy forward call up here for the Bearcats has been in there physical. Got a shot away there from almost in behind the net. Shot 6-4 in favor of the Bearcats. But the lead 1-0 for the Gulls down low. Now back to the point, walking in. Lockyer shot goes off the skate and into the mesh. Out of play. 4:25 remaining on the clock. Opening period of action. Gulls lead the Bearcats 1-0 here in this U15 matchup. Here's a chance and a save by Rogerson. Gulls trying to work it up. It's pressure. And sent right back in by Sanfield. The music still bumping here inside the Dr. Carson and Marin Murray Community Center. That puck up into the bench will stop play. Face-off going to be right in front of the Gulls bench as the music stops in between whistles now. So, oh, and now it goes here now. So, a little bit mixed match there. There's the music here in Truro as Noel gathers it up the wall ahead, chipped up and controlled there. Worked up here by the Bearcats. Miller centering pass out of the reach. As Miller trying to get it back. He'll chip it in. Cannon there to cover for his defense. He'll work it across. Nice breakout here is Jollymore. Lets a shot go and a save there by Butcher. Steers it in behind. Trying to get it back. McNutt had it turned over. Puck back to the point. The Gulls set things up in the offensive zone. Jollymore pinching it off the wall. Cannon in there to support. Some fans settling into their seats now here with 3:07 remaining in the opening period. Worked in by Webb. Webb lets a shot go. Rogerson pad saving it. Got worked there. Good job defensively by Cannon. Here's a shot and a block by McNeil. And a save by Rogerson. How did he keep that out? Rogerson with the stick. Keeping it out and keeping the Gulls up by 1. As Landon Rogerson was slid over to his glove side, reaching back with his blocker and keeping it out with his stick. What a save there by number 31 in black and green. Just under 3 minutes here remaining in the period. 1-0 lead. Calvert has it now. He'll chip it over to the far side. Cranston goes off the leg of the official. McEachern has it on the far side. He'll work it across for McKenzie. McKenzie centers off the stick. Is Clow now trying to work it up and deep. Turned over and worked out. Cranston mishandled the puck. Heads up. Cranston and McDonald collide there, and a shot goes just over the shoulder of Rogerson. Zwicker gathers the loose puck on the far side corner, creating space for himself as Kennedy pressure behind the net. Almost turned it over, sticking with it. Kennedy now turns it over to Frizzle. Right back onto Kennedy's stick. They'll battle for it in the corner. Kennedy, nice job there to keep his work boots on there to work it up for Calvert. As that puck was chipped in by him, he'll peel off for the change. Cranston in there on the forecheck. The Bearcats trying to work things out, but Dufour has it in the neutral zone. He'll work it up for McKenton, who will chip it in a forecheck now for the Gulls. Good job there, 2-man-on-1, but good stick by the defenseman for the Bearcats in McKenzie. Jollymore just missed a check there. Here's Clow down the far side wall on his backhand below the goal line. Jollymore finishing his check there on him behind the net. McCulley to the point, shot goes, and a pad save by Rogerson. Steered into the corner. Dufour takes a bump for his efforts. He worked it D to D. Up to the wall. Good stick, trying to get it past Lockyer. Can't do so. He'll rim it all the way down below Rogerson's net. Here's McKinnon on the far side. He'll skate it up into the neutral zone. He's pressured from behind by Wadden and turned over. McCulley right back. Got to be careful, not too many men there, as they almost didn't have enough on the ice. For a second there, Merriweather dumps it in. That'll be Dufour working it up. And that's going to be a tripping call there to McCulley, as getting his legs chopped out from underneath him was the goal scorer, Simon Pelham. So I didn't quite see what happened to McCulley, but 2 for slashing to McCulley. So it'll be a Kogan McCulley power play. Or he'll be in the box, so he'll have to hope his team gets the kill here. As there was something happened after. I didn't quite see what had gone on. The officials are talking it over here. So with 41 seconds remaining in the opening period, a power play to the Gulls here for 2 minutes for slashing. We'll wait to see the call from the official as he skated over to the Gulls bench now. No call to the timekeeper's booth. So There's still nothing being said to the timekeeper as they're going to talk to the man there, and looks like it's going to be 5-on-5. We don't know the call. So it'll be a call. We don't know what for. So is it going to be 4-on-4, 5-on-5? Webb in there trying to talk to the officials. So with 41 seconds left, a 1-0 lead for the Gulls here in the opening period. Penalties on both sides. Don't know who and what for the Gulls. I know the slashing call for Truro, but I didn't see a signal from the ref for the call to the Truro Bearcats. Excuse me. Now they have a talk with the timekeeper. McKenzie is in the box, I believe, so it'll be Charlie McKenzie, or McKinnon in the box, my apologies, McKinnon. As I don't know why the faceoff's going in the Gulls end now. For some reason, the faceoff went all the way down. So offsetting penalties. So I'm very curious on why the faceoff was in one end, now in the other end. I think the faceoff should be in the neutral zone at some point. As no penalties on the board, so it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4. So now it's going to be a 2-minute power play to Truro. So if you don't already know, I'm confused. We'll wait to see what the call was. We'll try to hear. Maybe it was a 4-minute, but it's a power play. It's a power play for the Bearcats, so the extra double minor, maybe, so the extra penalty going to the Gulls player. So it'll be a power play for the Bearcats. So after all of that and a little bit of a lengthy delay, the face-off was in the neutral zone, like I said. It was a double minor, so I think maybe for spearing, got the extra 2. As here's Clough, walks in, shot short side past the blocker. Rogerson inside half a minute now remaining, opening period of play. Clough pressured there by Paxton Kennedy on the half wall. As it's battled for there, trying to clear it out. As it goes off the man there is Nordine pressuring. 5 seconds here remaining, opening period to the point out, as that'll do it here for the opening period. So after the first period of play, the Bearcats trail the Gulls by a score of 1-0. Shots 8-7 in favor of the Gulls. They will start this one on the penalty kill as the Bearcats with an abbreviated 19-second power play here to start the second. We'll be back here momentarily on High Button Sports. And welcome back here for the second period of play between the Gulls and the Bearcats here in Spring Hill inside the Dr. Karen and Marin Murray Community Center here in Spring Hill. As it'll be a power play here to start the second period for the Bearcats. They trail by 1. as a little bit of penalty confusion at the end of the second period. A double minor, I believe it was for spearing or butt ending. Don't know exactly what the call was. It was never announced and it was never signaled to anyone. Here's a chance and a big save, Rogerson. What a save by Landon Rogerson to keep it a 1-goal game. Can you say highlight reel save? What a save by number 31 to keep his team up by 1. As you can go back and clip that one, put it on his highlight reel because that one was a beauty. What a save by Landon Rogerson. Coming into this game, Landon has not been defeated in the regular season. He has an 8-0 record, only allowing 15 goals against, and you can see why right there. He's got a goals against average of 1.86 and a save percentage of .929. He's got 2 shutouts as well so far here on the season. As a 3-on-2 battle in the corner. Webb digging it out. Good job there to work it back to his man. Lockyer walks. He'll dish it. McDonald will walk in. Let a shot go and a pad save. Webb into the corner. He'll cycle it below the goal line as the Bearcats set up the power play now as McDonald at the point. Back down low. Controlled by Holman. Back to McDonald at the point. He'll center for Lockyer. Lockyer, he'll work it over to the far side. A shot from distance. Rogerson thought he had it. It was behind him, and they blow it dead, and no goal. They'll blow it off. The puck was sitting behind him loose, and the whistle went early. And the ref and the parents here inside the Marin Murray and Dr. Curran Community Center absolutely lighting up the fella down him in the stripes. Here he's made a couple tough calls here to the end of the last period on both squads, so both parents letting them know how they feel here in this Sunday afternoon matchup. That puck, Rogerson jumps on it. McKenzie giving him a shot. Rogerson probably not a huge fan of all the traffic and all the extracurricular going on in front of him, but he's doing his job here so far in the first opening minutes of the second period. Bearcats power play. As it expires, is holding at the line was McKenzie, so the defenseman holds the line. Good job there. Paxton Kennedy, pressured by Stanfield, turns it over. Frizzle trying to work it towards the net, goes off the stick of the man there as Cranston gathers up the loose puck behind the net. He'll work it up for Sears. Sears, 7th in points in the league, works it to the leading point getter and Bowen Cranston over the blue line. Cranston stopping up, spinning, centering, poke back down low. Lockyer in there battling with Sears. Puck in his feet. Sears trying to work it out into the slot. Got to be careful there. Net front as that went up off the chest of Frizzle. And Cannon trying to get that puck back. Dufour up at center ice, poking it back ahead for Cranston. Avoiding pressure, nice feed right onto the stick here. Sears over the ring out line. He'll cut to the middle, drop for Cannon, the captain, as it goes off of his stick over the half wall, cycling it back down low for Grayson Sears. He'll center for Cranston, below the goal line. He'll walk it out, shot there, and a save by Butcher. Rebound, poked back down in the corner, centering pass. Cranston's shot goes wide, short side, past the blocker of Butcher. Walking in, Henneberry lets a shot go. It's blocked, doesn't make its way there. Henneberry holds it back down in low. Sears below the goal line. He'll stop up in the corner. He tries to spin away from some pressure. Stick handling in a phone booth. In there is Grayson Sears. See why he's got 39 points on the year. Is good job there by him with some offensive zone time. That stretch pass finds its way to him. Sears looking for 40. Over to Cannon, back for Sears. Sears in a big pad save. What a save. Coming off the blocker side pad of Blake Butcher on the 2-on-0. Here's a chance. Now back is turned over though. Noel, good defensive play to intercept that pass from McDonald as he has it now on the half wall. He tries to work it out. Henneberry gathers the puck. Below the goal line, Henneberry reverses, takes a bump there from McDonald as McDonald runs over the man in the corner on the forecheck. Up to the point, but not out. Held back in by Webb. Rogerson had a little troubles playing that off the end wall, and he holds on there for the rebound. It's a great opportunity for the captain for the Bearcats in McDonald with a bounce off the end wall, and a great job by Rogerson staying calm and keeping that one out. He just ate it right into the chest, and no rebound was sitting there for the man to try to bang home. So they'll change centerman. McCully out there now to take the draw after serving the penalty. Both men out of the box here after the whistle, so it'll be back to 5-on-5 and all skaters back to their benches. Good job there by Kennedy to separate man from puck and work it up Pilham. Centers and now kick back out wide here for Douglas down the wall. Douglas stops up, avoids a check, off the wall. Here's a chance and a shot goes off the skate and out comes McDonald. Into the neutral zone, McDonald to the far side for McCully over the red line. Shot there, goes off a stick and Levi gathers it up. He'll chip it up into the neutral zone. As it'll be battled for here. As Lincoln McDonald, captain this year for the Bearcats, wearing number 91, heads off for the change, and some fresh skaters out now for the Bearcats. That stretch pass for Webb up over the blue line. Here's Webb, drops into the middle. Holman has it poked off of his stick. Webb gets it, centers it back down below the goal line. 2-4, gathers it, chips it up for Calvert. Calvert back, turns it over, shot there. Rogerson steers it to the corner, another chance, rebound. Back to the point, Lockyer fakes a shot. Now a shot goes wide just past the blocker as Holman was looking for it on the short side, or far side post. Calvert up for Zwicker. Zwicker, good job sticking with it. He'll work it in, drive the net on his backhand, stop up and create space. Find the trailer was Cranston, had it go just in behind him. Bowen Cranston stops up, walks in, fakes a shot, now walks it down towards the net. Backhand shot and a save by Butcher, and a little bit of extracurricular. Calvert taking a bump for his effort, and so did Cranston, and it looks like it's going to be a power play as Lockyer looks like he's going to go to the box. Looks like for roughing as Calvert and Bowen Cranston both took a bump there for their efforts to drive the net and paying off. They'll get rewarded with a power play here with 14:54 remaining. Cross-checking call, charge to Lockyer, and a power play here to try to extend their lead to 2. The Gulls have up to 15 shots now. The Bearcats up to 10 here as the Gulls leading the shot category as well on the scoreboard as they have an offensive zone draw here to start the power play. Calvert has it. He'll work it up the wall for Cannon. Cannon's pressured by Lincoln McDonald. Cannon spinning away from him, down low for Calvert. He'll walk up the wall, take his time, walk it in, sharp angle shot. He's trying to clear it up. McDonald has it now. That clearing attempt goes up past the linesman and all the way down. That'll force Kennedy in below his goal line. He'll reverse it up the wall for his captain, who cycles it all the way back to the far side for Sears. Sears, read there by McDonald, had it for a second, but good job by Kennedy. McDonald, ruthless on the forecheck there, forcing Kennedy to spin back once again. Cannon now up through the neutral zone with some speed. He'll kick it out wide. It'll be stopped up for Pelham. For Kennedy. Kennedy shot tipped and they score. Paxton Kennedy from the point. I think it went off the stick of the defenseman, and he has his goal from the blue line as the defenseman with the power play goal, as I don't think it hit Jolly Moore's stick. He never celebrated like it did, so Kennedy is going to put the Gulls up by 2. Here, Butcher, nothing he could do about that. A hard shot from Kennedy got deflected right in front of him, right upstairs. And Paxton Kennedy will net that one home on the power play. So dangerous power play there for the Gulls as they worked it in. And once they got set up, that was shot after shot. They now are up to 15, or I guess 16 shots, if you could say. Here's McCully through the neutral zone. He'll dump it in just wide of Rogerson. That shot off a couple skates into the corner. McCully had it go off the inside of his skate. He's feeling that a little bit. Dufour up off the glass into the neutral zone, held at the blue or at the red line, sent right back in by McKenzie. Noel behind the goal line. He'll work it up to the short side. McKenzie taking a bump there. Sorry, McKinnon taking a bump there. He'll find Nordine up over the line and dumped in. Good job there was Douglas, keeping it simple. Don't want to create turnovers at the blue line, especially with the 2-goal lead, the worst lead in hockey, according to the legends, as it's worked down below their goal line over to the far side. Lockyer cross ice. McEachern runs into the official, and it turns the puck over. Douglas centers, trying to find Zwicker, and picked off. Lockyer up ahead for McCully through the neutral zone. He'll fan on the dump and attempt. Good job there to follow it up with Stanfield. He'll get it down below Rogerson's goal. It'll be gathered up and worked up the wall here for Zwicker. And out come the Gulls into the neutral zone. Zwicker, Jack Zwicker, trying to toe drag at the blue line, turned it over, back into the neutral zone. Henneberry had it intercepted and worked it back, but it was right onto the stick of the defenseman. There's a little bit of ping pong here in the neutral zone between these two teams. Holman gathers it up over the blue line. Holman lets a shot go. Blocker save, and Lockyer tried batting it out of the air. Couldn't get it. As strike one there for Lockyer. Is back here comes the other way, trying to find Cranston, who drives the net there. Calvert in there with him. Now they'll battle in the corner. Webb in there to help his man out. He'll have to get to the wall now as it's rimmed around there for him. Dufour holds the line. Webb finishing his check. As a delayed call upcoming here, we'll wait to see what for, as it's going to be a hooking call charged to, it looks like, number 17. So Zwicker heading off to the box, and it'll be a Truro Bearcat power play here with 12:03 remaining in the period. And a chance for the Bearcats to get some life in this home rink for them here in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. 2-minute hooking call to Zwicker, as the chance for the Bearcats to cut the lead in half here on the power play. McDonald will dig in on the offensive zone draw. He'll win it back cleanly. And someone got kicked out, so we'll have to redo the draw. McDonald will face off against Levy. Levy has an assist here, so he's got a point on the game. He assisted the opening goal. There's a shot from distance. Rogerson had trouble with it. It hit his blocker and took a bounce to the opposite side of what he was thinking it was going to go. Here's Lockyer at the point. Another shot. It's blocked by Nordin. Good job there by Mangus Nordin. That puck cleared all the way down past Clough. It's going to go all the way. And Butcher will come out to stop it up in the corner. Lockyer gathers up behind his net. He'll set things up for the power play breakout. Lockyer looks up ice. Nice feed for Lincoln McDonald, but read by McKinnon. And turned back over here by Lockyer, though, in the neutral zone. Left there for McDonald, up over the blue line. McDonald cuts to the middle, shot, posted in, and he scores. Lincoln McDonald with one move to the middle, and the captain cuts the lead in half. Make it 2-1. Now for the Gulls, and a power play goal for the Bearcats. As the captain, Lincoln McDonald, doing it himself. He'll get a drop pass in the neutral zone from Clough, as made one move to the middle, snapped it, posted in past the glove hand side of Rogerson. And the captain, Lincoln McDonald, cuts the lead here to 1 on the power play. Still just over half a period remaining here in the second. Stanfield, Jollymore on the draw. Jollymore, high flip in. They'll get right back to work here. Sears in there on the forecheck. He runs his man into the end wall to create the turnover. Jollymore to Cannon out front. That shot goes up into the mesh, out of play for a whistle. Some time clicked off the clock. 10:50 remaining here. Shots now 18-15. Big jump in shots there over the power play. Lockyer and Clough are going to pick up the assist on the Lincoln McDonald goal, on the power play goal. So now the Bearcats leading the shot category now 18-15 in favor of the Bearcats. So 10 shots, I guess, on that last power play. It was 15-8, now 18-15. Quick jump there for the Bearcats in shots. Cranston on the draw, wins it. Cranston looking for it in the slot there as it's worked up, and now here's a break. Lincoln McDonald's going to go one-on-one down the far side. Has McCully driving the net as his stick got tied up there on the way through. He got tied up, it looks like, there with Henneberry in front. Back here comes Sears down the wall. Sears driving, shot, scores! Grayson Sears with a great individual effort and make it 40 for number 19. Or sorry, for number 14. Grayson Sear now up to 40 points on the year with that goal. And number 14 having himself a season. '14 and 19 look pretty similar from here. So it's been Pilham opened the scoring and a 3-1 lead now. So Pilham opened the scoring. Then a goal coming from Paxton Kennedy, the defenseman scoring on the power play. Lincoln McDonald answered back with a power play goal of their own. And coming back and responding, Grayson Sears with a great individual effort. He busted down wide, shot it short side, and snuck it past Butcher to make it 3-1. Here just inside 10 minutes now remaining in the second period. As we're in now halfway expired in this game. Levy picks it up on the half wall, lets a shot go. It's blocked to the point now. Kennedy has a goal in the game. He lets a shot go. Glove save, rebound though. As it spit out of the glove, clear back up into the neutral zone. Controlled. Dufour has it off the stick of Miller. Miller gathers and dumps it all the way down. Rogerson leaves it in behind for Kennedy. Kennedy stops there on the forecheck of Webb. He'll wait. Now work it up the wall as it went fanned on there. As now he'll get it up for Pelham. Pelham centers right onto the stick. Here's Douglas to the neutral zone. 1-on-2. Douglas. He'll go wide shot and a blocker save by Butcher. Steers it here for Webb. Webb looks up ice onto the stick of Clough. Clough leaves it for McDonald. Nice little move to the outside. Had it go just so far away from him. Rogerson steers it in behind the goal. Waiting for an option to open up. McNeil onto the stick of Frizzle. Has it bounce over. Zwicker up into the neutral zone. Just out of the reach of Jollymore, and it'll be sent right back in by Lockyer. Up for Zwicker on the half wall. Cross ice. Calvert over the blue line, looking for an option, centering pass. It got off the stick of Jollymore, back into the corner. Clough up the wall. Zwicker, good read there, intercepted that pass, just held in on side as Jack Zwicker down low for Calvert. Noel pinching in from the half wall, down low. Jollymore below the goal line now, walked it up to the point. Henneberry back down on the half wall for Jollymore, who cycles it in behind. It had bounced over the stick of Zwicker. As that puck cleared up into the mesh, out of play will stop here with 8:08 remaining in the period. And it'll be an offensive zone draw. Now the shot's 18-18. As we're all tied up in the shot category, but the Gulls now with a 2-goal lead here with 8:08 remaining in the second period. The first place Gulls yet to lose a game in regulation here so far this year. They've lost 1 in overtime, they've won 2 in overtime, and they've won 16 in regulation. Yet to lose, though, in regulation, coming off back-to-back Ice Jam championships. The Gulls looking to have a strong second half of the season, stay up above the Bombers, I believe, who are in second place, and very close behind them. As Henneberry below the goal line, he'll cycle it up the wall. That pass, center, bounced over the stick of Nordin. He'll stop up, good job there to stop on the puck. Was Mangus Nordin. Levy stands up his man at center. As it's worked in, now Levy finishing his check on the far side. That was on McKenzie as McCulley sends it in right on Rogerson, who will hold on, and McCulley giving the man a shot. Henneberry giving it right back to him. So the big number 10, Cogan McCulley, trying to stir things up here late, or halfway through the second period. 7:27 remaining in the second. 3-1 the score as the Gulls lead the Bearcats here inside the Dr. Karen and Marin Murray Community Center in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. We're live on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in here, folks. As Sears will cycle that down low, coming off a goal to give him 40 points on the year. As it's worked right back here, he is over the blue line. Sears trying to center, looking for the man there was Cranston driving the net. He's out there with Cranston and Cannon. Number 8 and number 9 with the both last name C, and the number's pretty similar. Sometimes you get them a little mixed up. The only way to keep them apart is if you can see the C on the chest of Cannon. And the cage, as here's a chance. Clow lets a shot go. It goes off the skate of Noel. Clow below the goal line, trying to work it out front. Cannon had it worked off of him from the opposing captain, so the two captains with a battle there. And that was McDonald trying to center after he picked it off. As that drop pass finds a trailer, and a shot goes off the iron, up into the rafters and dropped right back down by them. As what a chance there, and what a shot coming off the stick of Cannon, who will let that one rip off the crossbar. Butcher can give his crossbar a little love there as he keeps it 3-1. As a shot there, and the shots are now 20-20. So the shot category virtually staying the same, but the score climbing up now to 3-1 for the Gulls here with just over 6 minutes remaining in the second. McNeil pressured there. Webb trying to turn it over. Good job there on the forecheck by Webb, creating havoc. See finishing his check there as it's sent in. Rogerson had it in his chest. He'll elect to play it. Dufour up the wall. Pillam trying to center on his backhand. Goes off the skate. Pillam works it for Dufour in front of his goal crease over to the far side wall. Miller will cycle it back down low where McNeil, the call up for the Gulls here this afternoon. Also a note, they have a call up goaltender. He's on the bench though, in Cody Dempsey for the Gulls here. There's a shot from distance. Butcher had trouble with it, and it's buried home by McKinnon. Distance shot, I believe, coming off the stick of Douglas. And McKinnon there to bury home the rebound. Oh, that was Pillam. So it's number 18 once again capitalizing as he's got double down here. He's got 2 on the game. As number 18 on Hattie watch here in Spring Hill. That's a 4-1 lead now as coach having a quick conversation. 5:30 remaining on the clock here in the second period. Face-off back to center ice. Battled for there, one back by Jollymore. Flipped up the wall into the neutral zone. Zwicker had it off the stick though, and back here comes McCulley. Down below the goal line, McCulley's gonna battle there with Henneberry. McCulley gets pinched off there on the wall. That pass out in front, Rogerson rebound, and McCulley capitalizes on the rebound, and he'll cut it. The lead back in half here is now a 4-2 game with 5:10 remaining. And a quick response by the Bearcats as the goal from the call-up McCulley capitalizing on the rebound left in front there by Rogerson, and it's going to be the call-up getting a goal here for the Bearcats to make it 4-2 with just over 5 minutes remaining in the period. Back up the center here, so a quick response by the Bearcats. Here's McDonald working it in. Here's another chance and another quick response by the Bearcats right off the draw. And a good job there by Rogerson to keep it up and keep the 2-goal lead here for the Gulls. Shots now 22-20 in favor of the Bearcats. A late change there. Michaud will be forced back onto the bench. Face off one to the wall, now back to the point. That shot from distance goes into the corner. Frizzle poked away from him by Sears. It's worked up here. Cranston through the neutral zone over the blue line. Cranston drives wide. Bowen Cranston. Wraparound attempt goes off the side of the net as Cranston with a great burst of speed there. As that puck centered off the stick all the way down. McDonald to it first. And it's going to be an icing charged here to the Bearcats. 4:33 remaining in the second period. 4-2 lead for the Gulls. They'll switch out Kennedy for Henneberry for the offensive zone draw. It's one back between the defenseman. Now a break here for McDonald. He's got one already. McDonald to his forehand. Can't tuck it around Rogerson, and a big save there to keep it up by 2. Clough cycling it to the middle of the ice. Work back up here into the neutral zone over the blue line. Cannon, an offside call as Cranston just up over the line first. Will be an offside charge to the to the Gulls, as they will now face off in front of their bench. Up by 2 here in the second period. Shots tied up 22 apiece. But a 2-goal lead for the Gulls, as it's worked back in the neutral zone and chipping that puck in. Not deep enough though, as Pelham has 2 on the game. Pelham walks in, toe drag, shot goes just wide. Over to the far side. Will be picked off. Levy for Pelham, tried to center for the man driving the net. That was Douglas. Here's a chance, Douglas, shot goes wide. To the far side, Miller gathers up through the middle, goes all the way down past Holman. It's going to be an icing charged again to the Bearcats, and it'll be a face-off in the offensive zone for the Gulls, as they'll send back out Sears, Cranston, and Cannon here for an offensive zone draw. The top line out there for the Gulls. That's one back to the point. Crossed here, Henneberry. He'll cycle it down low. Sears has 40 points on the season now with a goal here this afternoon. Cranston has 47 points, so the two combining for almost 90 points on the year. As it's worked back here in the neutral zone by Miller. He'll get it down towards Rogerson, but it'll be picked up by Henneberry, who will play it there. Nice job to sidestep a check. As it's worked back here through the neutral zone by the Gulls. Down the far side, Cannon cuts to the middle. Stops there for Cranston, who had it go under his stick. To the half wall, Cranston centered. As Lockyer up for Miller. He'll poke it out to the far side. Now a break back down the far side wall. It'll be worked in as Michaud trying to spin away from some pressure. Or sorry, that was Holman spinning away from some pressure. He'll cycle it back down low. Now he has it. Holman shot there. Cranston kicked it up ahead, trying to work it out. Good back check by Holman. Keeps it back in down low. Paxton Kennedy can't control cleanly. Webb off of his stick back into the corner. As he had an opportunity there, he'll put it around to the far side. Cranston and Miller will battle for it in the far side corner. Poke down. Kennedy using the ref kind of to try to create room for himself, so a smart high IQ play there. Here's a chance back door, and they score. Webb cuts it down to 1 in a 4-3 hockey game here in Spring Hill. And what a goal there. Keegan Webb didn't have much to shoot at. He had to get it up and elevated. Rogerson was dove across in front, and he did just that, putting it upstairs. Was the forward number 2, Keegan Webb, and we have ourselves a 1-goal game here now, folks. So another answer by the Bearcats here in the second has them down just by 1 as they look to get in on the forecheck. As the McCulley had the goal to put them down by 2, and now just moments ago, Keegan Webb puts them just down by 1 as they look to get back in here on the forecheck. Zwicker has it on the half wall. He's pressured there by Wadden. In below the goal line for Noel in the far corner. Up the wall, Calvert has it in his feet. He's pressured there by McCulley. Left it though for Noel. He'll go rimming it around here for Zwicker. Zwicker, nice feed there through the middle. It goes off the stick though of Jollymore, who tried to pinch it back down. And good job there to get into the corner. Calvert in there helping his man out. He centers for Zwicker. Zwicker trying to get it back down low. McCulley goes down, no call. As Calvert for Noel, he'll chip it right back in, and Zwicker's going to forecheck. Butcher had trouble with it out in front, and Butcher with a big save. Calvert barreled down and couldn't get it elevated over Butcher. Or did he? The goaltender just pulled it out from the net, and Calvert just scored. I thought he had it underneath of him, and Calvert's going to make it 5-3. As I thought the goaltender Butcher had it, but it snuck underneath of him. I didn't see a call or a signal from the official. And the Gulls now have their 2-goal lead back with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining on the clock. Calvert will make it 5-3. As I thought the puck was under the goaltender Butcher, but it must have just snuck underneath of him. And Calvert will restore the 2-goal lead for the Gulls. Late in the second period, as that puck worked over, Levy shot. So a bouncing puck off the end wall. Butcher had trouble with it, and Calvert capitalized on the misfortune of the goaltender. As inside 1 minute now remaining here in the second period. Off the skate at the blue line and offside. Charge to the Gulls will stop play. Draw in front of the Gulls bench here with 39 seconds. That's still going to stay on the clock because the clock hasn't started yet. So still with 39 seconds remaining on the clock. Now it'll start. So a little bit of extra time there for the Bearcats here. As it's Frizzle walking in. Toe drag goes wide as that shot sizzled wide by Frizzle. As Noel battles forward in the corner. He'll work it up for Sear, who will find Cannon in the middle of the ice. Now over to the blue line on the far side. He slows things down. 15 seconds remaining. Cranston cycles in front of the net. Sear can't get that one to go. Sears with a rebound, and they score. I don't know who got it, but that's going to be Sears' 41st point of the campaign this year, as he'll either pick up a goal or an assist. We'll clarify during the break with 8.7 seconds remaining on the clock here in the second period. The Gulls now up by 3 here in Spring Hill. As it got close there, they were just trailing by 1, now regaining the 3-goal lead. As some action on both ends of the ice here in the second period. As clock clicking down here for the second period. That'll do it here for 2 periods of play. After 2, the Gulls lead the Bearcats by a score of 6-3. And a penalty at the end to Webb for slashing. And the Gulls will start the third period on the power play as they lead by 3. After 2, we'll be back for third period of action after this short intermission. welcome back here for the third and final period of regulation between the Bearcats and the Gulls here inside Dr. Karen and Marin Murray Community Center in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. I'm Logan Carruthers and we are live on High Button Sports. I'd like to thank you for tuning in here as a 6-3 lead coming into the third period for the Gulls. I'll have a 2-minute power play here to start. Cranston shot, scores, and Bowen Cranston make it 50 points on the year as he had 2 assists in the opening couple periods. Has a goal here, and Bowen Cranston now has 50 points on the season with a goal on the power play to make it 7-3 for the Gulls here in Spring Hill. Face off back to center, a power play goal here to open the period. It's going to give the Gulls a 4-goal lead. That's the largest spread we've seen here so far in this game. Cranston just sidestepping a check there. It was Lockyer. Cranston, I think that going in, and Cranston with 2 goals in 36 seconds has 51 points on the year. Bowen Cranston with a sharp angle snipe has now 4 points on the game, back-to-back goals in 36 seconds for the rookie sensation. Bowen Cranston has 51 points on the season now here as he has 2 goals and 2 assists in this game. Make it 8-3 for the Gulls. As they'll control it off the draw, up the wall. Lockyer stepping up there, and it's chipped in by Sears. Sears now up over 40 points on this season. He's got 41 here. He's got a goal and an assist in this game. He probably has a couple more off the Cranston goals here in the third period. Seconds into the period, he scored back-to-back in 36 seconds. So that shot sent wide past the goal of Rogerson and back into the neutral zone. Noel now has it just inside of his ringette line. He'll work across ice onto the stick. Cannon over the ringette line. Cannon cuts, drops for Pilham. Shot, tried to sneak one short side. Pilham on the game has 3 points. He's got 2 goals and an assist. He's looking for the elusive number 3 as we'll try to get the assist on that. On those 2 Cranston goals pulled up here for you. As off the draw, one back to the point. Kennedy looks to the middle. Shot there, save. Off a good chance in front as Levy had that opportunity steered away. As Pilham goes down. Puck back into the neutral zone. Good stick there by Henneberry as it's worked right back in. Levy taking a bump there. Up the wall, McDonald can't get it out. Levy battling for it. It's hooked up back here for McDonald, who takes a bump as it's worked to the point. Kennedy kicking it down, takes a bump, and it's worked out. Zwicker will get it outside the blue line and send it right back in. McNutt, cross ice pass. It'll find the stick, and the man who will work it up was Frizzle, who will send it in. Rogerson out there to stop it behind the goal. It's turned over. Good forecheck there by the Bearcats with the shots blocked and worked up. Here's Jollymore up through the neutral zone. He'll work it down the wall and over the line. Jollymore below the goal line trying a sharp angle shot there on his backhand. McKenzie cleared it. Zwicker shot off the helmet. As good save there by number 37, Blake Butcher. Pad save, rebound. Calvert, another save off the defenseman in front and held on to there by Butcher for a whistle. As I'll get a quick pull up here. The third period goals. There's going to be another assist going to number 21 for the Gulls in Parker, and Zwicker will pick up the assist on the power play goal. The first one in the period for Cranston, and on the second one of the period, 36 seconds into it, 2 goals in inside 36 seconds. A penalty going to be upcoming here to the Gulls for a charging call. Or sorry, to the Bearcats for a charging call. And it looks like it's going to be Lockyer to the box, and another power play upcoming here for the Gulls. Picking up the assist on the 8th goal for the Gulls. It was number 12, Chase Nolan, number 8, Cannon. Miller Cannon, the captain, doing a good job here, leading the Gulls. Here's a one-timer shot steered away, Sears, and bearing it home, Jollymore makes it 9-3. As Jollymore, I think Sears is going to pick up an assist, and I believe it'll be Paxton Kennedy going to pick up the other assist. So Sears, up to, well, he's got 3 points in the game, make it 4 now, as he's up over 40 points. He's up to 43 points or 42 points on the year. Bowen Cranston up over 50, I believe now, as he had 49. Then coming into the period, he had 2 goals, so he's got 51 points here on the season so far. The rookie leading the entire league in scoring is number 9, or in points. I'm gonna guess in scoring and an assist too if he's number 1 in points. Up over 50-some players strive to get that in a full season. He's got it just past the ice jam. As it's worked back into the neutral zone. Here's Holman. He'll go one-on-one. Down below the goal line, pressured there. Good job by Noel, and a delayed call upcoming here. And we'll wait to see the call. It's going to be a holding call, but it's to who is going to be the question. The Gulls were touching the puck as it went off. It looks like it's going to be Noel to the box, and a power play upcoming here as the shot's now 35-23 in favor of the Gulls. They lead 9-3 here in Spring Hill. The Bearcats looking for something here to try to get them going here in the third period. Just under 16 minutes remaining. A big hit there. Kennedy, as Webb ran him over. That puck, close shot, blocked by Levy into the corner. McDonald has it, spins away. Lincoln McDonald to close, shot blocked by Kennedy. Into the corner, Webb spinning. Paxton Kennedy trying to get his revenge, and Webb upends him. As here he has it up to the point. Clow taking his time, he'll work across ice, trying to work it off. It was Lockyer into the slot shot. Rogerson save, picking it up. Holman, pressure behind the net, poked off his stick by Kennedy. And behind the goal line, Kennedy, he gets tripped up. They'll play on, no call on the play there as Kennedy had possession and got taken down from him behind the net. But Levy gathers a loose puck on the centering attempt and sends it all the way 200. As Butcher will come out to leave it there. Lockyer behind his net, gathers the puck. He'll work it up with speed through the neutral zone, over the red line and over the blue line. Here's Lockyer trying to toe drag McNeil, and another trip there went undetected. As Lockyer gathers, fakes the walk to the middle, lets a shot go. Rogerson with the blocker save, steers it to the half wall, where Lincoln McDonald will gather it up over top of the zone. McDonald back here for Clow. Back up top, Lockyer spins away from pressure, stopping back up to walk across the blue line, lets a shot go and a blocker save. Rogerson up into the mesh, stops play. 14-20 remaining, 29 seconds remaining on the power play here in the third period. As the Bearcats looking to get something on the board here to spark a little bit of energy in the third period. 2 quick goals to start, with a couple late in the second for the Gulls. Has the Bearcats a little bit deflated here at home as they look to try to get something sparking up here. They only trail, I guess, by they trail by 6 goals, so it's a little bit of a tough stretch, but hey, nothing is out of the impossible. I've seen it happen before. They just got to get one and start there. As here are the Bearcats. Up to Michaud. Michaud walks, shot, tipped wide. As my math wasn't very good there. Definitely not trailing by 4. They're trailing by 6, so Math was never my strong suit. That's why I'm behind the camera here doing this and not doing some kind of science math at the University of Harvard or something like that, as I'd much rather be doing this. Kennedy up for Calvert. Over the red line, Calvert has a goal. He lets a distance shot go, and Butcher had trouble with it. He steers it into the corner. Zwicker has it. He's got a couple points here in the game. Tough to keep track of them. It's been a jumble of different goal scorers and guys getting assists. I'll try to count them here quick. I believe Zwicker has 2 assists on the game here. 1 in the third period on the first Bowen Cranston goal of the third. Here's a chance. Calvert looking for number 2, trying to bang it home. Butcher, blocker down, holds on for the whistle. 12:50 remaining in the period. Face-off will go to the blocker hand side of Butcher. Offensive zone draw, 9-3. Shots creeping up almost to the 40 mark now for the Gulls, as they have 38 shots. Bearcats doing a good job in the shot category, only trailing by about 9 shots. Cannon not happy with that. He thought he got need on need there. Here's a shot, goes off the post of Rogerson. McKenzie stepping in, trying to work it down low, turned over to the slot. Lockyer fakes a shot. Now he'll let one go, and a snipe there from Lockyer, as Cannon not happy with McDonald, as the Bearcats answer back with one here. 12:28 remaining in the third period. Cannon frustrated with Lincoln McDonald. Thought he got knee on knee there. Gave him a little shot. No call on the play, but a goal there from number 9, Lockyer. Makes it 9-4. As a defenseman faking the first shot, waiting for Rogerson to drop and capitalizing, sniping it upstairs. And the Bearcats a little bit of life now, just bound by 5. Still enough time if they can score one every 2 minutes. Pilham turns it over. It's a good start for the Bearcats to try to get something going. Webb trying to find the loose puck over on the far side wall as it's cleared back in. Just over the ringette line, centering pass picked off. Douglas shot, and Butcher up with a big blocker save. Is that one probably keeping them within a little bit of striking distance. Here's a stretch pass all the way down off the end wall. It's going to be an icing charge to the Bearcats. And McNutt forced to head back onto the bench, not able to change are the Bearcats, so they won't be able to send out fresh legs. It'll be McKenzie, Miller, Holman, McEachern, and Webb out there for the defensive zone draw. The Gulls have Jollymore, Calvert, Zwicker, McNeil, and Kennedy. McNeil and Kennedy on the back end. Paxton Kennedy, number 7 for the Gulls. On the back end with the call-up, who has the puck now in Nathan McNeil, who dumps it down below the goal line. McEachern for the Bearcats, flip it up through center. McNeil stepped up, now here's a break for Truro. Holman has Miller, Holman shot, pad save by Rogerson. Kennedy holds on to it. He'll center for Calvert, up back into the neutral zone. Here comes Calvert. He'll kick it wide for Jollymore. Into the corner, Jollymore pressured. Webb finishing his check at a centering pass. Zwicker pokes it behind the goal. This will be picked up here by Truro and worked back. McDonald takes a bump there as he pokes it in. Henneberry reversing it up the wall. Picked up on the half wall. Calvert leaves it for Zwicker through the neutral zone. Zwicker trying to move it in. He'll chip it down below the goal line. Jack Zwicker pressured off the puck there as he'll stay in there on the forecheck and try to turn it back over as it's up the wall and back into the neutral zone. Zwicker's going to peel off for the change. A delayed icing call. Rogerson's going to take that away as he reached out to take it away and poke the puck. As the Gulls looking to keep things going up as Cannon drops it below the goal line. As Noel will set things up. He'll wheel out the short side, get pressured off the puck. And a penalty upcoming for a slashing call. We'll wait to see to who. Lincoln McDonald's going to go. As the ref, I don't know if he even knows who got the call. So it was Lincoln McDonald. 2 minutes for slashing. Will be the call, and a power play now for the Gulls here with 10:24 remaining on the clock. A slashing call to the Truro captain will send them down shorthanded. As Cranston out to take the draw, he'll win it back. Noel, cross for Zwicker, back for Noel to Cranston. Centering pass. Now here's a chance, and they score, and Pilgrim make it 3, has a hat trick. 10-4 lead now, Pilgrim with the high button hat trick. Pilgrim now has 3 goals and an assist, make it 4 points for the kid on the night. And a power play goal for the Gulls will make it 10-4 here in Spring Hill. Face off. Battled off the draw. Douglas is going to work it right back into the offensive zone. Douglas on the end wall, battling there, stands his man up in the corner. Centering pass for McKinnon. Back for Douglas. He gets a little bit of a whack there. They'll play on that clearing attempt over to the half wall. Inside, 10 minutes remaining now here in the third and final period of regulation. 10-4 lead for the Gulls. Levy's shot, fanned on, backdoor pass for Douglas, who couldn't get enough lumber on it to get a quality chance away, and it'll be Butcher holding on for the whistle. Shots 42-30 in favor of the Gulls. My apologies, they don't believe they're called the Landmark Gulls anymore. That's what they were when I played there, but that was many, many years ago. As Rogerson allowing 4 goals on 30 shots. Butcher allowing 10 on 42. As they're battled for there, off the draw and picked up, worked out here by the Bearcats through the neutral zone. Off the stick of Lockyer, who had the latest goal for the... As Jollymore and Webb have a quick conversation there. Webb getting the best of Jollymore. Cross ice pass, here's Miller. Has Holman, and Holman gets absolutely leveled by Noel. What a hit there. Middle ice, it's hard to line guys up like that, and Holman just got dropped. Chase Noel lined him up perfectly, dropped the shoulder, and that was a textbook open ice hit from number 12 on the back end. Dropped the shoulder, stayed low, kept the hands down, kept the elbows down, shoulder to the chest, and absolutely dropped the man there. Mason Holman kind of got a little bit of a sewer pass into the middle of the ice there. Had to look back for it a little bit. Kind of didn't see Noel coming, but a great job there by Noel, dropping the shoulder and taking away. Here's a chance out in front. Rogerson holds on for the whistle as Lincoln McDonald centered it, and it bounced off the defenseman and just sat in front of Rogerson. He'll freeze play with 8:54 remaining. A 6-goal lead here for the Gulls. That puck on the half wall. Frizzle off the outside of the post of Rogerson. McNeil pressured there by Clough. Turns it over to the point. McEachern, he'll cycle it back down along the boards. Clough has it. Pressured this time by Dufour. Frizzle, good support there. Gathers, he'll rim it around. McDonald takes McNeil down in front, and a good stick there. Now a chance. McKenzie will have to get back. He's pressured by Sears. Sears, a few points here this afternoon. He's up to over 40 points. Is that shot? Rogerson looking for the rebound up in the air. Puck and the whistle blown. Not quite sure what for. I think the ref thought Rogerson had it under his blocker. 8:05 remaining here in the third period of regulation. 10-4 lead here for the Gulls, as the Gulls keeping the momentum rolling from back-to-back Ice Jam championships. In the last 2 years, they won that last weekend in Bedford in the Greenfoot Energy Center. As keeping the momentum rolling here into the next weekend of the regular season with a commanding lead here in the third period. They'll buzz in the offensive zone. McKinnon stumbled off the puck. He'll have to try to get it back in. Wadden picks it off just outside the blue line. Wadden back in his own zone. Here's a chance. Levy just had it poked away from him. Good diving stop there by the defenseman to keep that out of the back of the net. Is a great defensive play there to take away the opportunity for Levy. As on that play was, I believe, diving back, number 6, Bowen McNutt, or number 5, Peter Merriweather. As Merriweather centers up, here's Jollymore, picks it off. Jollymore walks in off the iron and out of play, as Jollymore was looking for the 11th goal for the Gulls. So Cranston and Zwicker will pick up assist on the Pillam hat trick goal, as that'll be held on to there by Rogerson for the whistle. 6:51 remaining here on the clock. Third and final period. So Zwicker's going to pick up another point. So is Bowen Cranston. And Cranston, what a season he's having. The rookie leading the league in points and adding a few more on here in this 10-4 game as it's worked across the line. Merriweather, cross ice, one-timer, fanned on there by Holman. It went right under his stick on the swinging attempt. Holman dropped, read though by Zwicker. He'll poke it back into the neutral zone. Zwicker has a few points on the game here this evening, as Bowen Cranston now up to 52 points on the year, as Calvert lets a shot go off the stick into the far side corner off the glass. Lockyer gathers it up by the half wall. He stops up. He'll rim it around for Mayweather. Merriweather up through the middle. Nice feed. Here's Webb. Has Holman. Webb walks in, trying to feed, and a good defensive play there by Henneberry to break that up. Good stick. Davis Henneberry finds Cranston. 52 points now on the year. Cranston looking backdoor and just under the stick of Sears, who was looking for his 43rd point on the year. So these two having a game, that high hit. They'll play on. Cranston had it go off his stick. He'll work it back door, and what a play. Tic-tac-toe makes it 11, and Cranston up to 53 on the Cannon goal. As he'll pick up a secondary assist there, as what a beautiful play there. Tic-tac-toe makes it 11-4 here in Spring Hill. As Sears, Cannon with the goal, Sears and Cranston with the assist, and Bowen Cranston, 53 points. He's got a 5-point performance here this evening as Douglas runs over McNutt there at the blue line, and expects some physicality here for the last few minutes, as I'm sure the frustration amounting here for Truro, as the refs are going to have to try to make sure this game stays in control here, a little bit out of control on the score clock. Got to make sure it stays clean and in control here for the last 5 minutes or so. As here's a shot, Douglas, and a save by Butcher. Over to the short side, picked up into the neutral zone. Here's McDonald, Lincoln McDonald, over the blue line, looking back for the trailer. That shot steered away by Rogerson. McDonald, center. Levy gives McDonald a bump as it's up ahead. Douglas, he'll work it down the far side. Douglas lets a shot go. It goes high. Past the head there of Butcher to the short side here. McDonald stops it, centers, picked off, and sent in though there by Lockyer, who has a goal in the game. He has the 4th goal for the Bearcats. Kennedy steps out from behind his net. He'll work it across, and it'll be worked up here. That's Pillam. He's got a hat trick and 4 points and a delayed call as the feet got tied up there. And it's going to be a power play upcoming here for the Bearcats with 4:22 remaining in the third and final period of regulation. And it looks like it's going to be number 10 heading to the box for the Gulls, Liam Jollymore, for the trip. And a 2-minute power play now for the Bearcats is 46 shots now for the Gulls here in this game. 33 for the Bearcats. 4:22 remaining in the period. Noel, who delivered a massive check with his last shift out there on Holman, will leave it for Calvert, who sends it all the way down. 200 out there. Butcher will stop it up for his man to gather up some real estate down the far side wall. That's worked ahead by Michaud. Chipped ahead, Wadden. Good step up there by McNeil as the Gulls will control it. Here's Noel. He's going to wait for some pressure to come. He'll send it all the way down into the neutral zone. Is a good job there to block it. Was McKenzie. McKenzie with a move at the blue line away from him, and Noel's going to send it all the way back down. Butcher will be out to stop it, so the Gulls in first, looking like they will win another game in regulation as it's turned over at the red line to move to 17-0. 17-0 and 1. With one overtime loss here on the year. They have 2 overtime wins, no regulation losses, and 16 coming into this game, regulation wins. As here's Webb down below. Turns it over. That clearing attempt sent all the way down. Good job there by Mason Dufour to make sure it gets all the way out of their zone, and it'll be set up and picked up there by Truro behind the net. Here's McKenzie. He'll cut to the middle, looking for an option. McKenzie up over the blue line. He'll work it in on his backhand. McKenzie drops, takes a bump, and worked out by Pillam, who sitting on 4 points on the game. He's got the hat trick here inside the Aaron Murray and Dr. Karen Community Center here in Spring Hill, as Pillam will gather it up and send it all the way 200 and peel off for the change. So a good kill here as time expiring on the power play for Truro is back to 5-on-5. Holman at the red line, stops, works over the blue line. He'll try to feed it up. Ahead for Miller, centered off the stick of McKinnon to the far side. McEachern cycles down low for Miller, has it bounce over his stick as Calvert takes a bump there as he turned it over to the point, and McNutt's shot is held on to by Rogerson for the whistle. 2:01 remaining in the period here in Spring Hill, the third and final period of regulation. Shots creeping up to 50 now for the Gulls. So really, you look at it, the goaltender's made 40-some saves. That's his most goaltenders see in an entire game, let alone up over to close to 50. It's a good shot total. I remember 10 shots a period was kind of the rule we were always shooting for. And that puts you up around 30 shots. So here's a chance. McDonald lets a shot go. Rogerson stave. He'll clear it up into the wall, and McDonald giving the shot to the man in front, as it'll be a cross-checking call here to Lincoln McDonald as he'll head to the box with 1:28 remaining in the game. A power play for the Gulls, as we'll see if they send over their top unit or not, as it's 11-4. I don't suspect they will. Pillam will hop over as he's got a hot hand right now. He's got 3 goals and an assist, so 4 points on the 11 for Pillam, as he'll be, I'm sure, parked net front. He's out with Levy and number 16, Mangus Nordine, as Nordine will work it to the point here for Henneberry. He'll walk the point, look for a lane. Henneberry's shot. Pillam was net front, as I mentioned, looking for something to pop free, as that's how he scored his last goal. As Levy in there doing the work, down low, trying to work it out to the point. Henneberry, nice activation there though, as Holman though works it out into the neutral zone, poked off of his stick and picked up. Good job by McKenzie getting back on the back check as he's working it back over the blue line. He'll dish it, toe drag to the middle. Pillam has it, drop pass, Dufour fakes it, and that pass D to D will work out into the neutral zone. Inside a minute now remaining here in the period. Power play for the Gulls. Henneberry stops up, works it for Pillam, sitting on 4 points here in the game. He'll take his time with it and work it up through the neutral zone. In and over the blue line on his backhand. He looks for a chance to cut to the middle. He got tied up with some sticks. Pillam drops. Henneberry slap shot. Blocked. Didn't make it all the way as McNutt got in the lane. 20 seconds remaining here in the third and final period of regulation. Henneberry walking it down the wall, looking for an option as he works it below the goal line. Stops up, pinched off there by McKenzie. Henneberry, he'll lose control, and The Bearcats looking to kill off the last 5 seconds of the game as it's Holman. Here as clock clicking down, gets taken down by Jollymore, and that'll do it here for this one. After 3 periods of play, an 11-4 win for the Gulls. Bowen Cranston now up to 52 points on the season, as it'll be also Grayson Sear now up over 40 here just over the Christmas break. But an 11-4 win for the Gulls here on the road, keeping the streak of not losing in regulation intact. But that'll do it here for me. Thanks for tuning in live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Have a safe drive home and a safe rest of your weekend, and we will see you later.